Hello and welcome to a time special presentation for Thirukkural with the Times, where we explore real-world lessons from the classic Tamil text Thirukkural with motivational speaker, author and diversity champion Bharathi Baskar as she explores the masterpiece. Silence does not mean the absence of thought. It often means the presence of restraint. It gathers information, emotion, truth. Speech, when unchecked, merely spends energy. And yet people who are loud with a tendency to preach rather than pause dominate our conversations. What did Thiruvalluvar have to say about when to speak and when to stay silent?
I was at the wedding ceremony of a relative. One of those rare weddings with an early morning muhurtam where the rituals conclude before the day wakes up fully and brunch is still an hour away. Time, briefly, had nowhere urgent to go. Relatives who otherwise meet only through forwarded messages and festival greetings on WhatsApp slowly formed a circle. There was genuine warmth. Laughter rose and fell easily. Enquiries were sincere, memories dusted off, names recalled with affection. Everyone seemed pleased to meet all at one go. Then a teenager murmured an alert, almost like a weather warning. Manju auntie. Half the teenagers vanished with remarkable coordination. Manju auntie is, by all accounts, a loving and well-meaning person. The problem is not intention, the problem is volume of words. Excessive talking would be an understatement. It is as though God, while assembling her, forgot to install a filter between thought and speech, her mind and her mouth. She joined the circle, entirely unmindful of the sudden stillness that wrapped itself around the gathering. Her eyes landed on a teenage girl who had not escaped in time. Turning to the girl's mother, she asked loudly, "Did you forget to feed her? Why is she so thin? Does she think this is some fashion?" Without waiting for an answer, she launched into how well she had fed her own daughter and how that naturally led to a smooth, normal delivery. The women in the group who had undergone C-sections shifted uncomfortably, eyes lowered, dignity bruised in silence. Her gaze then fell on a fourth standard boy. She bent down to ask his rank. When the boy said there was no ranking system anymore, she smiled indulgently and explained how her son always stood first thanks to a strict control. As her words poured out, relentless as autumn leaves falling from a tree, the gathering began to dissolve. Someone urgently needed to use the restroom. Someone else had to check on their child. A phone rang, then another. 5 people drifted away as though summoned by invisible calls. Soon, only Manju auntie remained, speaking uninterrupted, and an elderly grandmother who would not hear a word anyway was there. We have all met Manju aunties in our lives. People who love to talk. People who genuinely believe that others need to hear what they have to say. They are there in our offices. Here, they not only speak but also email their views on everything ferociously. They are there in our WhatsApp groups, relentlessly spamming inboxes. When they call you, you immediately panic. If you pick up, your next 20 minutes is gone. If you don't, you will have to hear everything, including the bad habit of not answering calls the next time you meet. Frying pan or fire? One thing often common among such persistent speakers is judgment, an unspoken "I know better," a tendency to preach rather than pause. What they lose without realizing it is the chance to learn. Listening is not merely waiting for one's turn to speak. It is an act of humility. Wisdom often arrives softly. It does not shout to be heard. Silence, contrary to popular belief, is not emptiness, it is strategy. The silent observer learns far more about the one who speaks without pause than the speaker ever learns about the listener. Silence gathers information, emotion, truth. Speech, when unchecked, merely spends energy. That's why Plato observed wise men speak when they have something to say. Fools speak because they have to say something. Silence does not mean the absence of thought. It often means the presence of restraint. The world today celebrates constant expression, opinions aired instantly, reactions broadcast without reflection. Yet the power lies not in saying everything, but in knowing what deserves to be said. Thiruvalluvar captured this with disarming simplicity. Solluga, Sollir, Payanuḍaiya. Sollarka, Sollir, Payanillach, Chol. If speak, you will. Speak never fruitless words. The Kural does not glorify silence blindly. It demands responsibility from speech. Words must justify themselves. If they wound, belittle, inflate ego, or merely fill space, silence would have served better.